sometimes you had this one do not pay, this one this one that. But that first month we joined, so I saw the amount. I said, you know what? Go and buy me roasted meat. So that I rest my
The
case.
first property, as she stated clearly, was 2010. We bought a piece of land in KCC village through a mutual friend. We were in the same primary school together. So that was 2010. That land had a dispute. We didn't develop it to date. So from the same acquaintance, we bought the second land. So immediately we bought the second land, that is now we're talking about 2011. The same time we bought the house in Kayole. And as you stated, so our first tenant should be from Kayole. It was the son to the owner of the house. He was a matatu driver. And the father was doing these olive apartments in Kiambu. That's why they disposed that house. And they had a grandmother who had a house in Isili. And you know Isili houses, just a simple structure, but going for 40 million. So something, I would say they just chanced on gold. And through that 40 million, they had started something for olive apartments. In Tendigo, I think. I've been there. And they had some shortage. So that's why they disposed that land, that piece of property in Kayole. So our first tenant was the son to the owner of that house. But he didn't stay for long. We used to go there before, very often. When I'm around, we used to go. So I used to interact with them. Yeah, but I don't remember picking money from anybody. There are people who used to give me cash casually. Sometimes I'll take and call my brother. Sometimes I will not take. I know they were just avoiding this M-Pesa transaction thing. And I also didn't want to bring in confusion. So sometimes I'll take and tell him I took this. And that's what was also resulting to all this confusion on how much did you even get. Because when you mentioned this, you took this, sometimes I even forget to tell him. In terms of income, I would say now we can see the consistency in terms of the returns we are getting. That's one. Two, disputes with the landlords. Initially, my siblings, basically my brother could even involve my siblings, and it looked like a family property. Like something that belongs to my dad, not me. So there was a lot of friction between them and tenants most of the time, which I remember even at some point resulted to a near court case. I had to come in and intervene. Somebody almost even died if not for that intervention, because people are now carrying machete and all that. And I say this is now a little bit aggressive. Even if somebody has not paid, we don't need to kind of time him, then ambush with some hoodlums. So I would say now we have peace of mind. Thirdly, I would say now there's some order. Because there's a system which is well structured, it's easy for me to collate and even see the historical evidence on the returns we are getting from the houses. So that peace of mind is there. And I would say finally, we can plan ahead. I have a rough estimate of how much these houses generate. And it has even motivated me. I've gotten that privilege and honor, because I know when I do something in the village or in the shopping center where we come from, I can still give it to Silco. I don't need to put an anchor there and start the same story I had with my brother. So I know they are excited when they hear this thing is coming. We will never, and we will be collecting money from students. It will never happen. When the things are done, they will be seeing messages being sent from somewhere else, and then just be called from another office. Okay, we're a caretaker, but there's a company which is doing this. Because at the end of the day, I want all the properties to be in the platform. I've realized it can be a little bit cumbersome. Apart from one of my friends who is also a tenant, is using one. The rest, like 4 or 5 people, I've never seen them. But we talk and they pay. But sometimes they don't pay well. But when they pay lump sum. They also take advantage that I don't push. So that's where Siko comes in. You come in with that force. Me, I'll go there and they smile to me. And I resonate with the fact that they're hustlers. They also take advantage. You'll see during the beginning of the year, you'll see your tenants with huge suitcases and children in a new uniform. But they have not paid their rent. I will ask them, go and stay in school there. You have paid school fees. Go and stay there. But you see, by the end of the day, I'll do nothing.
Mm.
It's like I'm joking. But with Silku, I know they'll take adverse actions.
Yeah.
Those drastic measures ensure that we get that consistent income.
Since he started,
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a complaint. This one is not paying. He's just showing me amount in his phone.
Yeah.
They have sent. I've collected this. In fact, the first month, it was good because he has never received short amounts. The first month when he received, I was even in the kitchen. He ran there and told me, "Still could pay me." I said, "Pay you what?" He said, "The rent." I said, "How did they do it? So fast?" He said, "Yes, and it's not even end month yet. I'll get this amount because before end of the month you get some amount that I have never seen." I said, "Eh? Did he send it from their own account?" He said, "No, it's from the rent. I just don't know how they do it." I said, "So these people normally pay rent?" I was shocked because sometimes you had this one do not pay, this one this one that. But that first month we joined, so I saw the amount. I said, "Eh, you know what? Go and buy me roasted meat so that I rest my case."
Yeah, you see the feature, that feature of SMS is very good.
Yeah.
Because that money could have accumulated. Sometimes I can even leave it accumulate. I rarely leave it to accumulate. Because by the end of the day, it's the same thing. Whether it accumulates or not, I'll still withdraw it. But that feature helped. How?
It really helped.
You know, when money is in my brother's my brother's phone and you call. Saizi uko na pesa ngapi? Niko mahali pako na kelele. And then these guys, that's what sometimes used to worry me. You know, if you, after you leave this place, kuna makelele, you should follow up on the conversation you had with this guy.
Yeah.
So like, okay, ulikuwa unasemaje saa zile? This guy will never follow up. Not in bad faith, but he'll never follow up. So it's like I'm now chasing my own man. So that's another plus. You see, money is here. I don't need to call. Sometimes I'm out of the country. I can't even get these people. You see. And in between, sometimes I have to involve her, which I rarely wanted to do, especially with my siblings. Now you say you can involve her directly. Because then they'll always, family are easy to twist things and make it look like we are trying to maybe malign them or to put them in a position, an awkward position whereby they don't have, now you are trying to use them. Because that's one of the things people say. When you use one of your friends, relatives, or siblings, it's like you are using them. They don't look at it as an opportunity. Mostly what the missing link was follow up on the tenants. Because when my caretakers at that point were following up on the tenants, it's like after 15th, that money will just go to their pockets.
Yeah.
That's when I realized the tenant, I can say most people, majority pay between the 5th and the 18th. But you see me, I'll rely mostly up to the 10th. So this money which I'll receive is up to the 10th. The rest, it will like now, oh, nani amelipa, but you see I'll not now get one. Not knowing that this is where the chunk of the money is. Yeah, so whatever expected from Silk in terms of property management, I think I would say, honestly, it's even beyond my expectations.
Ah.
Yes. Because the way they follow up issues and they also discuss with my caretakers is not something I expected. I expected them to lose team. You know how people start and then they lose team in between.
Yeah.
They didn't lose team. And I think it's Hazel who mostly I communicate with. She responds within record time. Sometimes at even 9 o'clock. And sometimes the time difference to me is 3 in the morning, not 3 in the afternoon. Maybe it's 7. Then I forget. They just and she responds, and only after she has responded, I was like, I was not even expecting a response now anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, because of the time difference, and she has responded. So you see those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very encouraging. There are very many dynamics, and we have different types of landlords. But I would say with Silku, it all harmonizes us into a standard, unified landlord tracking system, rent tracking system. So we'll all be the same landlord because we will have transferred all the risks and opportunities which comes with property management to now. That gives you ample time to concentrate on other nation building activities, including acquiring more property. So I would say the app itself, in terms of, I rarely use the app, anyways, but the features of the app, the system itself, in terms of access, it's very easy. You can access it even here, or wherever I am. The web-based, that is. Then the features like you can easily withdraw from your rental proceeds to your M-Pesa. It's not something you meet every day. You see, it's at real time. So when you have secrets like you're working with money, you're moving bank.
Yeah.
You see, that's not something you get every day. So it's not like somebody wants to trade with your money. Then when you see the commission you guys get, it's negligible. At some point I even wonder maybe it's more of advertisements. How do you guys make your money? Because whatever you take as a commission is something which I'm not sure it can even pay this space. You see? Which definitely some of us like it that way because it makes us get more. So it's very affordable. And I would say finally, it's easy for you to see the system itself is easy for you to see the analysis, the track and trend of each and every tenant. You see, there are certain features which you have privilege as a property owner